G'day and welcome to this week's FriBaT, Friday Beers and Tools with Andy. It's a beautiful, sunny, warm day in Tasmania, 21 degrees. I don't know what people are talking about. Say it's cold here. This week we are reviewing a tool, well, a secondary review of my digger. But let's hit beer first. We got another one from the Gold Brewery / Ocho. This is Ocho V. This one's going to be a little bit different. What do they say about it? To celebrate 5 years since we started Ocho, we decided to brew an ale of special magnificence. We, almost literally, filled our mash tun with glad-filled malts, boiled the wort for about 5 hours, then aged the beer in whiskey and Pinot barrels for several months before packaging last month. The malts are ale, Pils, Black Forest and rye malt. Hops are Columbus. The yeast is West Yorkshire and American ale. The tasting notes, they reckon it's a complex dried fruit character with rich brown sugar and molasses sweetness, seeding to a brandy-soaked Christmas pudding and a luscious boozy finish that evokes muscat. Wow, it's going to be different. Happy Friday. The colour of this is unbelievable. My senses don't know what to do. I'm drinking beer, but there's like muscat there. I can even taste the whiskey flavour from the barrels. That's unbelievable. I didn't think a beer could taste like that. Wow, that is really different. It's not very hoppy. It's got no bitterness whatsoever. It's actually quite sweet. It's the muscat sort of flavour. That is really amazing. I've never had a beer like that. Wow. It is a reminiscent of a dark ale, like a stout or a porter. Actually, more like a porter. That is really different. That's a 4.5 out of 5 spanners for me. Quite amazing. Well done, Ocho. And thanks, Brett, for providing me. All right, let's get on to the secondary review of this mighty little excavator. This thing has done a mighty job here. There are a few things I don't like about it that could be better. Maybe that's the cheap Chinese nature of it, I'm not sure. But overall, I'm really impressed with it. This cost me $17,000 Australian. Yes, I'm aware you can buy them cheaper than that from Alibaba, etc. But I needed one, and I needed one now, so I had to go to an Australian distributor. This is a UHI branded digger, as I've mentioned in the previous initial review of it. And yeah, a lot of people will go, $17,000, that's a lot of money for a tool. Yes, it is. But the quote I had to do my driveway here at our property in Tasmania was $15,000. So the way I saw it, well, I've got something to sell at the end of this. Plus this little fella has been able to do all of my trenching work, all of the digging up of the sewer, and will be the stormwater as well eventually, power to the shed, sewer to the shed, and all of that sort of stuff, which of course wouldn't get if I'd paid someone $15,000 to do my driveway. The good, it's a very versatile, quite a strong little machine. It's only 1.2 tons, and the standard working limit of the arm is only 120 kilos, but it does that with ease. I've got the big mud bucket on at the moment, which of course I've been moving around a lot of product. The driveway alone was 32 cubic metres, or about 120 tonne of road-based product. And it's slow. It's not designed to move that much product. A front-end loader probably would have been much better for that job, but it did it. My time is my time. I'm not paying myself for my time. I needed something that could do multiple things. It's impressive. It's got some grunt. Downside number one is its speed. it has a travel speed of 1.5 kilometers per hour. So if you've got to move a pile from there to there, it takes time. The big bucket, and it's not that big, only carries so much. It does a pretty good job of pushing with the blade at the front, but it's slow. Again, a front end loader would be better for moving product quickly from one place to another. Downside number 2, the controls. Especially down movement on the boom, very, very twitchy and almost violent in its movement down. And of course, when you're operating a control, if the machine starts bucking, it actually causes you to move the control quicker, which enhances the bucking. Everything else, all the other movements, the dig, the pull in, the blade up and down, although that's a little bit twitchy as well, a little bit hard to set the right height. Everything else is pretty good. It's just the up and down motion is very, very violent, and the speed, as the slowness of it. Quality seems to be pretty good. As I mentioned in the first video, and I'll put a link up here to the original video, it's a Yanmar Japanese-made engine, diesel engine, and Yanmar are a very good product. It's water cooled. A lot of the cheaper mini diggers are air cooled, and apparently they overheat very quickly, and so that limits what you can do job wise. I've been running this for 7-8 hours a day for the last couple of weeks, and it has performed really, really well. Tiny fuel tank as well. It's only got a 10-litre fuel tank down here, so you're probably refueling every couple of hours, but that's not too bad. It means that you get off the machine and go and have a drink of water yourself and refuel yourself. I'm impressed. I'll put some pictures up of some of the work that it's done, and of course there'll be an episode 3 of our house renovation, which includes the yard, of course, and I'll show you all of the dirt and road base that it moved on that video as well. I have had some trouble with the tracks. I have actually caused the track on both sides to come off. Whether or not they were adjusted incorrectly from factory, I don't know. I haven't had any problems since getting them back on, and it's a bit of a bugger of a job to do by yourself, but I did it. I did have to go out and buy, they provide you with a reasonable toolkit, Chinese cheap tools, but there's a giant nut in there that's 39 millimeters or something like that, and nothing, you can't get a shifter in there to undo it. That's the locking adjustment on the track, and so I had to go out and buy a ring open-ended spanner, and that was $70 by itself. But anyway, I've got it now. Look, I'm impressed. It's a great little unit. I will sell it eventually. I won't need it once I've done all this work to my property, and the Tasmanian market is actually pretty small for machines like that, so I'm pretty confident I'll get most of my money back on it, which means that my driveway, etc., has cost me my time and material. So my beer rating for this, value for money, at $17,000, it's pretty dear. You can, if you've got time, you can order them yourself from Alibaba online or AliExpress or whatever, and you probably will pay around $10,000 to get one that way, which of course for resale is probably better, but for the speed at which I got this one, ordered it, it came from Melbourne, and it was here within a couple of weeks, which is good. So value for money, it's probably only a 2.5 out of 5 beers for value. For functionality and versatility, probably it's a 4 out of 5. It can do a lot of stuff, it just doesn't do it real fast. It's only a mini, it's not a massive machine. It doesn't move giant loads of dirt from one place to another quickly. If you're thinking about buying one for that, it's not good for that. But for a multitude of uses in a small environment or doing relatively small jobs, it's perfect. It's a great little machine. It is a little bit heavy to put on a normal trailer, so you will need a larger trailer if you're going to transport it, but it's still a great little machine. So for functionality, I think it's a 4 out of 5. Could be faster, but it is an excavator. It's not designed to move quickly. that's it for this week's FriBaT. Hope you enjoyed that. Obviously this is not going to be for everyone, but I'm really happy with my purchase. It's saved me a lot of money. It's paid for itself a couple of times, well, maybe not a couple of times over, but it's paid for itself at least in all the work that I've done on the property, and I'm pretty impressed. And I think I'll get good money for it when I go to sell it. I think I've done, can't actually tell on the hour meter because there's moisture in there. That's another problem, and had to sit out in the weather. So I can't read the hour meter. I think it's done about 23 hours now. So it's due for a service. It's a great little unit. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. There may not be a FriBaT next week as we're going to be in the moving process, finally moving all of our stuff down from the Northern Territory to Tasmania. It's been a very productive 6 weeks down here in Tasmania, dodging the weather a bit as it is today. There's supposed to be showers around today, but it's actually been a pretty good day. It's actually been very warm and hot in jeans. And so anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, the usual things. And we'll see you in episode 3 of the house reno, but maybe no FriBaT for a couple of weeks. Anyway, see ya. Thanks for watching.